Chuckling. Why?
There are some men, Pastor Jennings and his minister here, for example, who figure that when they speak, they're speaking for God. And they've done it for a long time, you know. And I also wanted to say that men should go back to wearing dresses.
Jumping in some church, flapping your ankle chains around, all on the choir, breasts hanging out, lips all red, nails painted red, purple, blue, green, long like bird claws, all this fake hair, breast implants, toenails painted with little fake diamonds in it. Your toes ain't richer. Going to some church with the shape of your birth canal exposed in public and jeans all up the backside of your behind, carrying a Bible. You're not a Christian. You're a pure sinner.
Minister Stephen Baker, did Pastor Jennings go too far?
No, he did not. He did not go too far, because what he was dealing with was the look of women in the church.
So you agree with him on all the points?
I do.
And you're not worried about, you as well are worried about the direction that women in the church are going?
Definitely.
What are you seeing?
The church world, and women in particular that we're talking about tonight, has gone away from the original teachings of God. And if you look at church in the past and church now, there is a big distinction, a big difference in the way the dressing and the attitude in the church is portrayed. And the church is supposed to be a light to the world. The church it said, let your light so shine before men. So church persons are supposed to be the example for the world. They are not supposed to be dressing like the world. And what we find these days is that the world is more of a light to the church instead of the church being the light.
Nadine Spence, you're chuckling. Why?
Let your light so shine before men, I guess you say. It's the idea that there are some men, Pastor Jennings and his minister here, for example, who figure that the godliness and how godliness should be exemplified, I think, is most appropriately defined in a woman's dress. And so with all the things happening in the world and all of the particular things that a church should concern itself with, if it says it is concerned with how people are, it is a woman's dress, I think. It trivializes, I think, what Christianity says it is about. I think it also, there's this phenomenon called speaking from with the God view, where men tend to speak as if when they speak, they're speaking for God. And they've done it for a long time, you know. And I also wanted to say that men should go back to wearing dresses, because if I see how the Bible and the time, the times when the Bible was written, or some scriptures, because this whole business of when the Bible was written and who write it and who put it together is politics in itself. But some of the people that the stories in the Bible refer to, some of the men that the stories in the Bible refer to, were men who dressed in particular kinds of ways.
Your initial thoughts as well, Father Campbell?
Well, I'm just thinking that if we were really seeking to be a light to the nations as church, we would be working more against corruption, working more against injustice, versus preoccupying ourselves with this prejudice, this mansplaining, this kind of age-old approach of constantly seeking to keep women in their place on the terms of a patriarchal position and norms and traditions.
In this first episode of our series on Women How Mocked Pastor Gino Jennings on live TV, we dive into the heated discussion that took place on TVJ's All Angels, one of the Jamaica's most watched talk shows. Pastor Gino Jennings, known for his controversial views, faced furious criticism from a panel of outspoken women. They challenged his interpretations of scripture and questioned his authority, sparking a lively debate that had viewers glued to their screens. And the exchange was electric, with emotions running high as the women presented their perspectives, pushing back against Janon's traditional views. They tackled issues of gender role, spirituality, and the impact of religious teachings on modern society. As the discussion heated up, it became clear that this was more than just a conversation. It was a bold declaration of women's voices in the realm of faith. Ladies and gentlemen, join us as we unpack this intense episode, exploring the dynamics of faith, feminism, and the courage to speak out against established norms. In today's episode, we dive into the bold confrontation that took place on live television featuring Pastor Gino Jennings. Known for his controversial views, Pastor Jennings found himself facing off against a group of fearless women who were not afraid to challenge his beliefs. Their courage and determination to speak their truth brought a powerful energy to the screen. These women tackled tough questions head-on, pushing back against Janon's interpretations of Scripture and demanding accountability. Their passionate rebuttals spoke a dialogue that resonated with viewers across the nation. As the tension built, it became clear that this was more than just a debate. It was a moment of empowerment. These women stood strong, proving that faith and conviction can inspire change even in the face of authority. Ladies and gentlemen, join us as we unravel the details of this unforgettable encounter and explore the impact it had on both the audience and the wider conversation around religious authority. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories like this one.